Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Live and Let Die, turn 8.2 USSR. It is January 1940. Panzer J has informed us that he has conquered France. His turn is still uploading. He is going to annex Hungary. He did not know that during his place unit phase, after the fall of France, he can annex one of the three Axis minors, Hungary, Romania, or Bulgaria. He thought that it was similar to Slovakia, Austria, or Czech, that he can, Bohemia, I called it Czech, the Czech Republic, but Austria, Bohemia, and Slovakia, you capture during the combat movement phase. That's how you annex them. You move a unit in. But for the three Axis minors, once France has fallen, on page 23 in table 4.5, it says that in the subsequent place units phase, you may annex one of them. So when I explained that to him, he chose Hungary, and so I replaced the gray units. I use gray to symbolize countries that could potentially join the Axis. I replaced those units with German units. So we'll amend slightly Germany's income. We'll give him an extra 2 for Hungary because of that annexation. Okay, so it's Russia and CCP's turn. First is my Sleeping Bear roll. I get a D12 to see how much my income goes up for Russia. 7, that's exactly what I rolled last time. So I'm at 15. My income goes up to 22 with Russia. Now I've got 4 tech rolls. So the first one, I always love rolling for advanced artillery. I'm still at stage 2. I need a 7 or higher. Complete failure. Rolled a 1. All right, I am on heavy strategic bombers. I need a 9+ for that. 12. Okay, I got that. That's fantastic. And then I've got strategic rockets. 3. I failed on that one. And then the last one is wartime economy. I really could use that. 9. Okay, so I got wartime economy. I go up to stage 2 and join. Wow, there's 6 countries that have stage 3 wartime economy. And heavy strategic rockets, I go up to stage 3. But I remain at stage 2 for advanced artillery and strategic rockets. I might have misspoke. It's heavy strategic bombers that I went up to stage 2. Okay, so let's talk about purchases. So the USSR has no purchases. They will save all 54 IPPs. The CCP will purchase 3 artillery and Sui Yuan. Interestingly, you basically have to declare where you're going to purchase your artillery or anti-aircraft artillery, because you have to purchase it in a province or a territory that's adjacent to Soviet-possessed territory. So last time I thought that since I was capturing Karulin with the Soviets, that it would be okay for me to place the artillery in Sui Yuan, but I didn't possess that at the purchase units phase. So the only place I could have placed my artillery pieces was Singkang, and I didn't want to do that. They'd have to march all the way up. My opponents were very gracious and allowed me to just take back my purchase, since I didn't know that specific. I had not caught that before, that you have to place the units in the province that you held, that was adjacent at the beginning of the turn. So now Suiyan is adjacent to 2 different Russian-possessed provinces. So I'm going to declare that's where these 3 artillery pieces will go. I'm going to buy an anti-aircraft artillery, and I'm going to put that in Singhai. It is adjacent to central Mongolia through the Gobi Desert. And then 3 infantry. So this is 16 for those 4 artillery and 9 for the 3 infantry. That totals 25, spending all 25 with the CCP. Okay. Now we're going to do combat movement. We're no longer in the purchase units phase. We've moved into the combat movement phase. And at this moment, both the CCP and the USSR declare war on Japan. And furthermore, the USSR is going to declare war on Romania. Okay, so cavalry or movement phase. 1 cavalry is going to move from Krulian through Chita and into northern Manchuria. And then 2 infantry are going to move from Krulian into western Manchuria. So the USSR will go up 1 and Japan will go down 1. And Russia, or the Soviets and the Japanese trade places on the IPP chart. Next, 2 infantry move from central Mongolia into northern Manchuria. So let's talk about northern Manchuria for a second. I'm crossing from Chita into northern Manchuria with all 3 cavalry, and so I'm facing a mountainous border, so there'll be 1 round of combat when we do that combat where I'm reduced to an attack of 2, and then after that I'll have my full attack of 3. Okay, 3 cavalry move from Nanking to Kwaichow. So these 3 guys here will move over into here. And they'll come from Hunan, so they will not face the river penalty. Those 3 cavalry will not. Then I'll have 2 mountain infantry move from Szechuan into Kwaichow. They do face the river. You can see they have to cross this river here, right there. So I have 2 mountain infantry that are facing the river penalty on the first turn of combat. And then I have 1 mountain infantry and 1 militia from Hunan coming into Kwaichow. They do not face a river penalty. And note that Kwaichow is in mountainous territory. All right. Then we'll have 1 cavalry move, 1 CCP cavalry move from Szechuan through Qinghai into Ulasutiye. Sorry for butchering that. So that's CCP captured territory. It's not worth any IPP. And then 1 infantry will move from Sinkang to Kobdo. And that will be captured territory. I have not yet seen Panzer J's turn. I don't know if he remembered to roll for what do you call that? Recruitment, or gosh, I'm blanking on the word that you use when you're just rolling to see if he would have had a 1 or a 2, roll a d12, and on a 1 or a 2 he would have gotten that a recruitment. If he does, well, then I'm going to end up bringing some Russian troops in there. So these 2 guys are a little question mark about exactly what will end up happening. Once the CCP becomes a major power, they can attack in conjunction with the Russians. So it's possible that, let's say that there's a couple militia there. It's possible I could go in there. It would probably not be the best, because he'd have 2 at 2, and I would have 3 at 1. I will reserve the right to call this off if Panzer J did end up doing a recruitment. That's the word. Doing a recruitment role for the Mongolians. I imagine that with all that he had on his plate, with dealing with the double impulse turn attacking France and Warsaw, that might have been forgotten. So we'll talk about it, whether he just wants to roll a recruitment roll, how he wants to proceed. Okay, now let's talk about the big attack in Romania. Let me rotate the camera around, or make sure that you can see what's going on there. Oh yeah, you totally can see Romania. Great. So we got a lot of combat movement going into Romania. We're going to move 5 motorized infantry and 2 light tanks into Romania, and they are facing mountainous terrain, but they're not crossing any rivers. Then we're moving in 1 infantry from southern Ukraine in, and then 17 infantry, 2 fighters, 1 tactical into Romania from western Ukraine. I'm going to move 2 submarines from C-Zone 16 into C-Zone 14 and convoy raid, with the provision that I have not yet seen Panzer J's turn. I don't know yet about if he does have a destroyer on convoy escort duty there. That would change my disposition. Let me just check once again to see if it's uploaded. It's holy smoke, it is uploaded. It is uploaded. Okay, I hope my opponents will be okay with me. I'm going to pause my filming here, and I will, or I don't even have to pause. I think I can keep going, but I think what I'll do is at the very end, I will look again at the convoy raiding situation up here, because I need to know if Panzer J did send a destroyer there and put it on convoy escort duty. Because if he did, then I may attack him with my navy. But if he did not, I'm just going to do my 2 submarines up there. I hope my opponents will reserve the right to withdraw that, since I'm filming this before I saw his disposition. Or hold on, maybe I can. This is going to be the worst recording ever. But I have a feeling that I can rapidly tell.
Okay, Panzer J back with turn number 8 in Operation Live and Let Die, January 1940. Officially turn 8.
Whoops. Sorry.
Okay, Panzer J back.
Let's see.
We're going to go ahead and redo Japan turn 7.3 here.
Wait, what? 7.3? What? No.
Okay, Panzer J back.
I'm so sorry. This is the worst recording ever. Here we go. Yeah, this is
okay, Panzer.
Let's see if I can go forward and find out if Panzer J has anything. Nope. He does not have. I'm looking in the Baltic Sea Zone, and he does not have any units on convoy, at least when I'm looking towards the end of the turn, when he's showing his disposition of forces. Great. Okay, so sorry for that delay. This is the craziest turn ever. So I am going to do those 2 submarines there. Let's do that submarine combat first. So what we do is we roll a red die for the attacker, white die for the defender. That's always the way I'm going to do it. And since I'm a submarine, I get a +2 to the red die. There's no bonus to the white die, and we just compare the 2 rolls. The max I can do is 3. So I get to add 2 minus the defender's 2. So it's 3 minus 2, 1. I do 1 point of damage so far. And then my second submarine. He rolled a 1, I rolled a 1, so I go up to 3. He's at 1, so I got +2. So I do a total of 3 IPPs to the Baltic Line convoy. All right, now let's do Romania. I've got that all set up. rotate the camera over. Okay. So, first, I am attacking into mountain. So, all of these at 2, I've got 18 at 2. I've broken out into 11 infantry and then 7 ones that I put out there so that I can take the casualties easily. They all get knocked down 1 because I'm fighting in mountain terrain. These light tanks get knocked down to a 3 because of that. The planes don't move. He doesn't get any special other bonuses. He's not in a city. There are no air bases adjacent that he could scramble from. You know, Hungary doesn't have an air base in it, even though he does have a fighter there. But he cannot scramble into this. Oh, it doesn't matter because he's neutral. Romania is controlled by Germany right now, but he is not aligned. Romania is not aligned with Germany right now. Okay, so I have 18 at 1. Let's make 2 separate rolls of 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to roll this set of 9 twice for my attacking infantry. Wait, let me think about this. I'm just thinking of these infantry, and then later on I'll do the 5 motorized infantry. These are just plain vanilla infantry. 18 at 1. And that's complete miss. Okay, now we'll roll again with 9. One hit. This die is cocked. I don't know if you can see, but this one needs to be rolled again. So I've got one hit with just the infantry, and then I've got one more roll with this infantry. In fact, the cocked one plus the 5 motorized. I'll roll these 6, 2, 4, 6 at 1. Holy crap! I just got 3 out of 6 at 1. Okay, so this is a total of 4. I've done a total of 4 hits to him with my infantry. Extremely, extremely lucky. Okay. And then I've got the 2 armor at 3, the 2 light armor. And they both miss. Well, that's a sort of justice. And then I've got 2 fighters at 6. Now this is important because he has a plane and so do I. So the fighters are fighting for air superiority here. And I did get 1 hit, so that will be his fighter. And then I've got my tactical, and that's at a die roll at 7. And I do have a target selection on a 1, 2, or 3. And I miss. Okay, so I did 1 fighter, and then 3 infantry, and 1 cavalry is what I did. All right, now it's his retaliatory strike. He has 1 at 2. The cavalry defends at 2. Hit. And his infantry is at 4. And I'm counting the motorized infantry as well. So he has 6 at 4. 2 more hits. So a total of 3 hits so far that he's done to me. Okay. And then he has his fighter, and this is an air superiority attack. So if his fighter hits, then I lose either a fighter or a tactical bomber. I got very lucky there because that was the most expensive. I got lucky because my infantry hit so well. That was really crazy. And I got lucky that my plane killed his plane, and he didn't hit me back. So all that remains, I've lost 3 infantry, and he has 3 left, 2 infantry and a motorized infantry. So I have 18 minus 3 is 15, plus another 5 is exactly 20. So I can roll my 10 at 1 twice. I can roll this twice for my infantry in round 2. Let's see, I got 1 hit. And then I try again. Boy, I sure hope stop between this. 1 hit so far. And that's all I got with my infantry. I just want to look at my camera and make sure all these dice are being on camera. It'd be mortifying if they... Oh, good. Okay, yeah, there you can totally see what I've been rolling. All right, so I've got 1 hit out of 20 at 1, which is about right. One or maybe 2 is what I would expect. And then I've got 2 at 3 for my light armor. And I got 1 hit, so we're up to 2. And then I've got my 2 fighters at 6. Oh, this didn't count. I'm sorry about that orange one. If you want me to re-roll that again, I will. My blue dice were the ones I was using for my fighter. I don't know if I had left that die down there or if I actually picked it up and rolled it again. So I will re-roll these just to be on the fair side. Okay, miss, and then I've got 1 at 7. Here's my tactical armor. Hit, and it's target selection too. I've put a little white middle of the stripe, so there's red, and then the white to indicate that that was a 2, and I would have got target selection. So I believe I've hit those last 3 units, and now he gets 3 at 4 before losing the territory, and he gets 1, which is what you'd expect. Okay, so I end up taking the territory with 14 infantry. So I lost 4. 1, 2, 4. Is that right that I took it with 14 infantry? Let me think. 11, 12, 13, 14. I lost 4 and I had 18. Yep, that's correct. Okay. So I have 14 infantry in Romania, 5 motorized, and 2 fighters and 1 tactical. Those fighters and tactical will have to move in non-combat. And that makes Russia go up 3 for capturing Romania. But the 3 that I go up is here. 1, 2, 3. I go up to 5 from that. Why did there's something I've done wrong. Western Manchuria should have gone up to 6 for captured territory and only 22. So I'm tied with Japan because I have to, in order to get to wartime economy, I have to separate out the tracker for that. So Russia's trackers are at 22 and 6. Okay, that was the Romanian attack. I'll throw all these pieces over here. Sorry for this delay. I can't imagine what it was like for Panzer J's turn. A lot to juggle. Okay, now we're setting up. Let's do the attack into Manchuria. That's with 3 Russian cavalry that start off at 3 here, but they're crossing into northern Manchuria, which is defending at 2. So because they're crossing a mountain border, for the first turn, they get knocked down to 2. So it's 3 at 2 versus 1 at 2. 3 at 2. Oops, this doesn't count. 1 hit. Okay, got one hit. I'll count myself lucky. That's what I needed. And then 1 defending at... No, that roll does not count. Yeah, I'm not going to count that because that's... I rolled the 4 dice. Well, let me think about this. I believe I rolled a 2. So that would count. But I shouldn't have rolled that. I should have rolled these dice. Okay, now 1 defending... Miss. Okay, so the reason that I'm counting my yellow dice, even though I rolled the wrong color dice, is because if I had rolled, say I rolled too low a dice, let's say I was defending and I rolled red dice, and I had missed, I would not be able to say, hey, I'm going to re-roll, so I have to take what was rolled. even if it wasn't the right color. Okay, so I think that's it. I did succeed with 3 cavalry going into northern Manchuria. So now Russia goes up to 7. On their captured territory tracker. Okay. And we have an attack down here in Kwaichao with, we have 3 attacking cavalry. And we have 2 defending militia. They defend it too. And the interesting thing is that we have an infantry, we have a mountain infantry attacking in mountain. So here's our mountain infantry, and we have a militia. And they are not attacking across water, but we have 2 mountain infantry from Szechuan that are attacking across the river. So on the first turn, they drop down to 1, but then they can move back up after that first turn. So we're attacking into mountain. Wait a second. These guys get knocked down because they're attacking into mountain, and the militia is totally worthless because I'm attacking into mountain. So the militia is just there to take a hit. It can't do any damage. I don't think there's something that says. I think I still go to 0. I think I'm at 0. I don't think there's a rule that says you have a minimum of 1. I think I can get knocked all the way down to 0. So I've got basically 4 at 2 and 2 at 1. So let's start off with the 2 at 1. Miss. And now we've got 4 at 2. Whoops. Ugh. Miss. Good. Okay, that's good outcome. A fair outcome. Okay, now 2 at 2 for the defending militia. Miss. All right, so these guys get promoted back up to 2. Now I've got 6 at 4. 2, 4, 6. I said 6 at 4. I've got 6 at 2. Okay, I got 2 hits, and the militia get to defend at 2. 2 at 2. And they hit twice. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to have to take one of my cavalry. Alright, that is the end of combat phase. So I'm missing 1 cavalry in Kwaichao. 1 guy gets killed. And I have 3 cavalry, 3 mountain, and Kwaichao is not worth anything for the CCP. No increase in income there. Okay, now I move the camera back. Okay. Non-combat movement. 1 militia moves from Hopei to Peking. 1 infantry moves from Hunan to Nanking. 4 infantry and 2 militia move from Suiyuan to Peking. These 4 and these 2. So I have 4 infantry and 3 militia in Suiyuan, and then 6 infantry. I have 4 infantry and 3 militia in Peking, and 6 infantry in Suiyuan. 4 militia move from Shenxi to Suiyuan. 2 infantry move from central Mongolia. Well, this is dependent. I would like to move them here, but it's dependent on whether or not there was some recruitment done. This is assuming no recruitment was done. Okay, 3 militia move from Yunnan to Szechuan. My coastal submarine moves from Sea Zone 24 to Sea Zone 25. I'm right next to the Netherlands with that coastal submarine. Okay. Now I've got my CCP recruitment role. Well, I automatically succeed. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, maybe even 15. Okay, let me count again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yep, 15. So I automatically succeed. I'm going to put 2 militia into Nanking. So Nanking is going to have 3 infantry and 2 militia. Sorry for this delay. And then 2 militia. Okay. So just to review things, I've got 3 mountain and 3 mountain and 2 cavalry in Kwaichao. I've got 3 militia in Szechuan. I've got 6 infantry and 4 militia in Suiyuan. I have got 4. Oh, that's interesting. 2, 4, 5. I've got 5 infantry in Peking. Why do I have 5 infantry? Did I have 11 in Suiyuan? I'm gonna have to look at how I ended my turn, because I've got 5 chips. 2, 4. Yeah, 5 chips in underneath my infantry in Peking, but maybe it's only 4. Did I have 11 dudes? I will text my opponents and tell them if I've messed up in Peking, whether it's supposed to be 4 infantry or 5 infantry there in Peking, and then 6 infantry in Suiyuan. So I'm not exactly sure about that. I think maybe what I did was I had 10 and then I recruited 1. No, because I put the recruitment guy into Singkang, if I remember right. Mass confusion, and I have such a much smaller turn than Panzer J had. Okay. So we did the recruitment roll. Okay, place units. So we place the 3 infantry that I just purchased in Peking. So I either have 4 or 5 there, so I either have 7 or 8. I'll have to look at my last turn. I'm going to place 1 anti-aircraft artillery in Singhai and 3 artillery in Suiyuan. And also, I didn't mention in Suiyuan there could be 2 Russian infantry there, just dependent on what the scoop is with recruitment for the Mongolians. Okay, so Russia. Russia collects 29, 22 plus the 7 captured. So 29 plus the 54 is 83 is what I've got for Russia. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then the CCP collects 13. They didn't go up or down. They stayed right the same. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, CCP gets 15 because now that I'm at war with Japan, I get 2 bonus income if I'm adjacent to the Soviets. I get 2 extra income from that. Okay, Global War 36, Global War 36 enthusiasts. Now turn this over to Panzer J and 8.3 Japan. Oh, I actually want to make one more comment, which is I am going to be out of town from August 11th, the afternoon of August 11th, until the afternoon of August 16th. So I'll leave Wednesday, come back Monday. I don't know if we'll be able to get in a complete round so that I could submit a turn on Tuesday night. But if we can't race all the way around like that, then I'll be out of pocket during that time, and there might be a delay for the viewers. Oh, I also need to land my planes. Right, okay. Let's see. The interesting thing is, with the airbase, we're playing the rule where I could land my fighters in Romania. You know what? I'm going to bring everything back to Smolensk. So I take off from Western Ukraine, I go into Romania. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and land here in Smolensk. I think that's all my moves. Thanks so much for watching.